All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. I think it's been a while since all three of us have been on here. But we're going to be doing a kind of like funnel hacking live was last week. So we are together live in this group for the first time since last week. So we're going to talk about some funnel hacking live stuff. And then we do have a special guest joining us in a little bit that will be talking about a really cool opportunity that you have that you are probably missing if you haven't been paying attention to Dan, because he's really been the one that's hard on promoting it right now. So we're going to have our special guest join us in a little bit. And if you can hear my dog, please excuse her. Okay, so let's dive into funnel hacking live stuff. I see James Johnson is here with us. And then the other one, Facebook user, you're here joining us. We pull up our live feed so I can see who's here. All right. How do we want to get people? Oh, and then excuse all of us. We may go into coughs while we are talking because we all got sick last week.
True.
And we are recovering still. I feel like today is like the first time that I sound somewhat back to normal in my voice and tone. All right, I'm pulling up the feed. Okay, where should we start?
I have my Barry White voice back, so
Dan's got extra low baritone, and yes, he's sipping on cough medicine over there. We all got FHL hangover. That's right.
That's right.
All right, where should we start? Should we talk about some speakers? Should we talk about like the standout ones for us? Because I think we've seen a lot of them before between Mastermind in Paradise, Inner Circle, just knowing them previously. Like Dan's like, I've heard this stuff from Steve before. So maybe we talk about like kind of the standouts, specifically related to like how we approach Lynch Pin.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Andrea. Go ahead.
Let me take a shot at it before my voice decides to go away.
Yeah.
One of them just kind of popped in my head because of just the simple idea that he had, and I can't wait to implement it in some way. And that was Eric Thane, where he's talking about the he had examples of Russell, and he had examples of the blonde girl who was
McCall.
Oh no, Elaine.
Elaine.
Oh, Eileen Whiter.
Eileen. Thank you, not Elaine. Eileen. All of our brains are failing us.
That girl. She how they use just a 1 minute video basically, and he took the perfect webinar and shrunk it down to 1 minute. And now we all thought that one girl who shrunk it down to 5 minutes was a genius. Now he just did it in 1 minute. So I want to see who gets it down to 3 seconds, but that might be a little too short. But I mean, the whole big thing there was basically you have a hook, give them 3 secrets, call to action, do all that in 1 minute. And Elaine had a video that I think had
Eileen
had a video that had 1.5 million views in 24 hours or something. And that's all it was. 1 minute, boom. You can do that on any shorts. You can do that on any channel now. It's got the short format videos. So that's a pretty cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Facebook user is Brandon Henry, by the way.
Oh, of course it is. Hi, Brandon.
Our first hello was Ann Kesselman, which is amazing. We've met like all you guys at FHL. It's awesome.
It was so cool.
Has a book now. It's not actually officially available to purchase yet, but I've been hearing a lot of good things. A lot of people have been completing it, reading it and completing it and saying it's amazing. So I can't wait to dive into that. Someday when it is actually available for publishing, for purchasing, we'll have to maybe add it to our book club list. Anne's working on her funnel hub now.
Love it. Yay.
Okay.
I think that was, so for me, I loved your question, Susan, of, based on what we learned at Funnel Hacking Live, how did it change how we do, our GeekOut Lynch Pin? So for those of you who are with us and are following us, we have been doing the Lynch Pin now for a year and a half. I mean, ever since Russell first announced it in the underground meetings, not even publicly. And so, I mean, it was a game changer. We are big on like, you know, the Geek, obviously that the Lynch Pin is the business model and journey crafting is the service model. And we combine those. And because of who we serve, we have our modified version of the Lynch Pin, where we rely heavily on a nurture space, which I love that they introduced the attractive character, and I love what they're trying to do over there. I still feel like they haven't hit the nail on the head in terms of the nurture component of it. One area where I thought was interesting, because, you know, in our nurture space, how we have the newsletter nexus and the Facebook nexus, you know, the Perry Belcher's presentation on newsletter, to me, was probably the standout of everything, of just like, got me thinking a little bit differently beyond just nurture as beyond just newsletter as a nurture touch point, but newsletter as a growth strategy in your business that could lead to quicker conversions based on how you use it. And so that was just an interesting, I really loved that one. It got I'm really looking forward to the download this weekend of like sitting with that more, on how we might adjust our own, you know, training and workshops to leverage newsletters sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Excuse the construction going on at Andrea's house as well.
I'm so sorry. Is that so loud? I can mute when I'm not talking.
That's what that noise is. If anyone's like wondering, like, what's going on around me?
Sorry.
I thought somebody was kicking their desk.
And they're like doing signing on the type. It's been this way for 3 days. So it's like, now I'm just like, I'm just going to talk louder. I don't hear anything. So sorry.
Nothing happening. But yeah, so like newsletter, because I mean, most people approach newsletter as like nurture only, like grow, like be a place, as Russell talks about, where you own your traffic and then you're presenting offers to them. Perry came in and like turned it upside down. He's like, why are you guys not making money off of your email list? Like, why are you not selling subscriptions to your email list? It's like, oh, like, we got to turn it up a notch. Well, first we need to be consistently sending to our email list, and then we got to turn it up a notch. And he just came in and like threw a ton of like tools and stuff that he uses, and it was awesome. We are going to definitely dive into that. Just saw Dan's comment. So I think for me, so someone in the comments, James was asking, how is Eric Thomas? And I was just about to say, like, Eric Thomas was awesome. He was on morning of Friday, kicking it right off. Like, it was interesting because I feel like everything was perfectly planned out this year, to where, you know, they've inserted the motivational type speakers right where it felt like it needed. So like by day 3, everyone's starting to drag and it's like overloaded with information. And then Eric came in and just like woke everybody up, but delivered amazing stuff. And I actually was, I think I looked over at, was it you, Andrea, or whoever was sitting next to us? I think it was Laura, Zach and Laura. And I was like, this is like the precursor to what Andrea is going to be talking about. It's just like he had a third step that you weren't touching into because you just didn't have time to even go there. But it was really, really cool to see, like Andrea is going to talk about the same thing. So I wonder how many other people picked up on that too, who were there and saw both Eric and you. Which leads me to you, Andrea, who killed it. I've been hearing nothing but amazing things from people about how much they loved Andrea's presentation. I did record it on my phone just because we have like a couple of clients that wanted to make sure that they could see Andrea's presentation. So obviously I'm not sharing it out here because that's a no-no, but I kind of rewatched it back and it was like, this is so good. And then your story was so amazing. And someday, I don't know when, but someday we're going to be able to tell the story of how you created your story. But it was so good that even like I was repeating it to my husband, who's like not at all interested in funnel hacking live and ClickFunnels and like anything that I do with the business. But I was like, let me tell you Andrea's story. And I'm like just conveying it and I'm like hitting all the points. So like that's when you know it's a good story, when you can go and tell it and like hit on all the points. So, and you just nailed the delivery. You're totally muted. So if you want to,
that's awesome.
keep talking. Yes.
Oh, that's so fun. No, it was just, yeah, it was really fun. It was the whole thing. There's definitely like 3 secret weapons behind the presentation that at some point I was actually gonna work on that this weekend too. Of like, okay, I gotta tell the story of 3 secret weapons.
I think when you let that out, Andrea, you have to do a reprieve of your role on Funnel Hacking Live, and so you have to do the whole presentation for us. It's going to be a little bit easier with
You know what?
5,000 eyeballs on you.
Right.
We're gonna be our offer that we're gonna be launching at some point when we are ready. And I think that your presentation needs to like come back to the surface around that time.
I would love that. That would be awesome. Yep. That's totally the tip.
If it's like the potato gun story, you're going to have to tell that like 20,000 more times.
That's okay. I'm okay to tell that story 20,000 more times. It's a fun one.
So good. Okay, Adam, I'm wondering if, for those of you still watching us that were at Funnel Hacking Live, what were your favorites? Tell us in the comments. And I'm trying to think I had some ahas as well of like understanding Russell's Lynch Pin Framework, specifically. I think I can pull it up on the Lynch Pin book site.
Okay, while you're doing that, I will just add in one thing here that I think it was probably the second day they had Garrett White speaking in the morning. And of course, everything is choreographed. Russell will tell you they have a through line, and Barry's the one that got him doing all this kind of stuff. And so Garrett was talking about something that, lo and behold, guess what? We're going to see that in a lot of Russell's trainings going forward. And that's the whole idea of facilitated training. And the idea is this: the coach can't be everything to everyone, can't be everywhere all the time. Mm-hmm. And so what you do as the coach is you record the content, and then you have somebody else facilitate that. So you play the video, you then give the people assignments or have them break out into groups and talk to each other or whatever you have to do. But you as a coach then don't have to be there live all the time. And so it gives you more flexibility, and you get more people into your world that way.
Yeah. I've heard from a lot of people that was like, that's the game changer thing that they're going to go back and implement. Obviously you have to be in a certain place in your business where your program's already like proven, it's good. You're in a place where you can now step back a little bit. I would say that would be ideally when you do that. Yeah, but I know a lot of people are like, they're like, that's the thing I needed to take away from this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Turner is in the comments. He says, I really liked how Russell pitched 2CCX. He pitched in such a way that it just made so much sense. Everyone just needed to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Madison was there. She's just saying, happy to see you're all alive and doing good. Same to you, Madison. Okay, so so I pulled up here's the Lynch Pin Framework, if we all need a reminder about what it is. And I always I overlooked this bottom piece here. I don't know. Can you guys see my arrow cursor? Mm-hmm. How I'm sharing it this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 2 Comma Club Foundation, I always kind of overlooked that of like, it's just kind of like this little title at the bottom. But now I understand what Russell's intention is there. And that's where he fits in. Cause like, I don't know if you guys have ever wondered, like, okay, but where do I build my email list in Lynch Pin? Where's that happening? Like, I get that I'm going to be building email when people come sign up for my dramatic demonstration. I get that. I guess I'm building an email list when people come buy my MIFGI, but most of the time your MIFGI is really just going to be presented to people already on your email list. So that's the answer. Like we've always asked, like, well, where does lead gen, like, where's the lead gen funnel happening? Where is that at in Lynch Pin? And the 2 Comma Club Foundation is referring to email list. And I think it better displays that in the attractive character flywheel graphic. If I'm not mistaken, which is not on this site, so I can't show that. But do you have that, Dan? Here, let me make you big. Hold on.
It's the second one in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got attractive character flywheel. We got shorts, long community. up on the top, and all of that is feeding your attractive character flywheel, and then it spits out you send your people to, on the left side it has email newsletter, and then you're sending them to Mifki, and then you're sending them to your dramatic demonstration. Somewhere in our book, we all got workbooks. Thanks, Dan. We all got workbooks while there, and it has like a ton of graphics and everything in it. Somewhere in there, it made it very clear to me that 2 Club Foundation is referring to email list. Did you have that one as well?
Well, this is page 10 in the book that we got at Funnel Hacking Live.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So there's that extra bit on the bottom where it says foundation and then Lynch Pin. Yeah, that foundation word is like, oh, that's what he means by that. Okay. It's your newsletter. So basically, like, in order to get to 2 Club, there you've got to you have to be building your email list. And he did say that a few times, of like, email list is the most important thing you need to be building. And he's always said that. So it's nothing new. But now we know how it fits into Lynch Pin.
But I'm right with you, Susan. I always thought that thing at the bottom was the title of the document.
Right. So it's good to have some clarification on what that is. All right, should we shift over? So Andrea is going to be leaving in a bit, and then our special guest will be joining us soon. Should we dive into like ClickFunnels 2.0 stuff?
Oh my gosh.
If we have 3 weeks to go through it, then yes, please do.
Yes, I know we should be logging our seat time. Like, we need I would say, like, we need a Twitch feed, you know what I mean? To, like, as we're like doing it. Seriously, it would be so fun. We can have like watch parties. Yeah.
So I had the opportunity on Wednesday to basically dedicate my whole day to diving into as many of them as I could. I couldn't get through all of them.
Yeah.
But I had to, so because Thursday, Ben's like, we're going on Funnel Hacker TV and we're gonna like do walkthroughs of all the things. And I'm like, well, I gotta go learn those things. So we did that the best that we could. I have not even touched the message hub thing yet. So that's my next one to start learning. I know that they're still rolling stuff out on that. If you're wondering, like, well, how do I get the new features? Right now, it's only people that were at Funnel Hacking Live got early access, and then they're going to be rolling out to everybody else over the coming weeks, months. I don't have a timeline to give you, but that's what I would imagine. So my favorite, though, I'll just talk about my favorite because there's so many, and maybe we should link the State of the Union into the comments.
Yeah.
So you guys can.
And I will say, if you're trying to hack, if you know the upgrade link from Funnel Hacking Live, we tried to do that this morning in our workshop because we're doing training on the pipelines concept in order to conduct masterclasses. It did not work. We tried it. It did not work. We're like, dang it.
Interesting. It's probably because they have it like you have to have had a ticket because they're tracking that and then do the upgrade link. And those two things together would unlock it for you. Yeah.
Which I really want to see behind the scenes of how they, like, is there a product purchase and they have some kind of like flow in the access control? You know, anyway, that's totally on the back end.
I bet that because it's just an opt-in, right? When you go to that link, it's probably an opt-in, which puts you into a workflow. And then inside the workflow, they're probably checking if you had a ticket, like tag. I bet they are using a tag for that. And then if that's true, give us another tag, which is unlocking the features or something, right? It's giving us something that's unlocking that feature.
Yeah, feature set. Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting. But my favorite so far that I have been diving into are the pipelines. And I did do a video yesterday in the CF 2.0 GeekOut group. I think I streamed it to GeekOut group and Ninja Hackers and to YouTube. So if you're watching, that's where we're streaming right now as well. If you're in any of those places, look for the pipelines video that I did yesterday, where I just was like, this is so amazing. And I'm like showing what we've built so far in there. And now I'm starting to add our customers into the pipelines and like setting up automations and stuff. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really cool to have that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very exciting.
What about, okay. So the communities is a new thing. We've been kind of dabbling in that. I think we're going to open up our level 2 members for our level 2 continuity program.
Yep.
We're going to be opening that up soon for them, so we can start playing in it and testing it together. And then
the new two-step order form is a lot more slick.
Two-step order form, so much better. They did an excellent job on that, like in this version 3, but it's great.
Yeah, and this isn't a new feature, but I think it's one that we haven't leveraged the power of, and that is to do the toggle between Payments AI and Stripe as a payment gateway, so that we can try to reduce the amount of credit card issues that we were historically seeing with just Payments AI. So leverage the power of the system automatically doing that for us, which would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that in general, we just don't know. We haven't taken the time to fully learn Payments AI and what we should be taking advantage of there. So that's definitely something we are going to dive into and then bring back to you guys as well.
Well,
yeah, you're muted.
Susan, you might want to mention the cost difference between PAI and just.
Yeah, I wonder if I can grab like a screenshot of that. Let's keep talking. I'm going to see if I can grab from their live stream, if I can grab a screenshot of that and share.
While Susan does that, the other thing they brought up is PayPal integration. So you can have a direct PayPal integration right now separate from PAI. And so you wouldn't even have to have a Payments AI account if all you want to use was PayPal. You could just do that.
Yeah, so let's see, I'll might be able to find it quickly, but they did here we go. They did a comparison. Found it. Okay, awesome. Let me share my screen.
Yourself.
Yeah, Andrea, we'll mute you for a sec. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me share the other screen. Yeah, because the biggest thing people have been kind of whining about is Payments AI is so expensive. Why are they forcing us to use it? So we've got Todd here doing a breakdown of, that's really small.
Yeah, you're going to have to just read the numbers to us.
Well, that's not helping at all. Hold on. I'm zooming in and it's zooming Facebook in, but it's making the video smaller. We'll make it really tiny. Okay. Yeah, I can't make that unless they cut away from Todd at some point. I can't make that any bigger. But they did a comparison of if you just use Payments AI, if you use Payments AI plus Stripe, and then if we just use Stripe. And it ended up being that Payments AI by itself is the most affordable. Payments AI plus Stripe is a little bit more expensive, but if you use Stripe just by itself, it's actually the most expensive. And that's because it's not giving you everything you need. And they broke down like all these hidden charges that they are slapping onto you that Payments AI is actually just including and not charging you for. So like that just squashed that whole argument. So now we know, even if you have to use Stripe with Payments AI, you're still saving.
Well, yeah, and if you go back to that slide right there, so on $1,000 purchase, the difference is $15.
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah.
So if someone purchases a $1,000 product from you, that your Payments AI is going to take $34.20 from you. Payments AI plus Stripe is going to take $44.17 from you, and then Stripe only is going to take $49.65 from you. Yeah,
and to be clear, when she's saying PAI plus Stripe, it means that you set your PAI account to 100% Stripe.
Yeah.
So if you just run PAI out of the box and you just say, okay, Payments AI, you choose where this is going to be processed, then that is where you get it the cheapest. And the example that Todd gave was, he said, some banks like Payments AI apparently is owned by Wells Fargo. And they don't like some countries. So let's say the Philippines is one of those countries. You got somebody buying from the Philippines, they'll just kill it because it's Stripe. Whereas PAI will look at that, will see it get killed by Stripe, and they'll go, oh, well, we're just going to go to the Bank of Philippines and just run it through there. Boom, they take it, and away you go, and you get the sale.
Yeah. So that was really, really awesome to see that they just addressed that head on, and they come out and winning in the end anyway. Okay. And then Donnie is in the comments saying he just added his PayPal to Payments AI and it integrated really smooth. So that's good to hear as well. Okay. Andrea, are you on with us for a few more minutes?
Or yes, let's do it.
Okay,
yes.
Let's bring, our special guest is here. Dan, I know your voice is like really struggling right now, but do you want to introduce him and why he's here?
Andrea, how about you do it? I actually think you know something better than I do.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, so all right, so gosh, maybe a year ago, right, where Susan and I are in Mastermind in Paradise, and Russell makes his $1 million offer, and he basically lets us see behind the scenes in creating the $1 million offer. We got to be a part of it. It was just amazing. So we, at that time, were like, well, we don't have $1 million to invest, but maybe we could get like a group of us to, the next level down was a 10K offer. And we're like, maybe we could get a group of us that could basically like co-share in this offer. So we scavenged, got super creative. We got in the offer, and basically now we have seats in the Atlas Library. So fast forward, we're at the Atlas Library, groundbreaking. And I don't think we fully understood all the backstory until that night, where just everything that Russell had done to acquire the books, there was somebody in that mix that was instrumental in the whole process that we were totally oblivious to. And that is a guy by the name of Justin Benton. Now, I knew Justin from the Inner Circle. And he has his own amazing story and his own amazing business that at some point, if you don't know it, you should know it because it's amazing. But anyway, so he is a huge part of the Atlas Library. Okay, fast forward, Russell comes out with the Secrets of Success and that whole program, and Justin and him are hand in hand doing that. And now they have an affiliate program to be able to support the Secrets of Success library and that whole initiative, which I think it's interesting in that Susan, Dan, and I all have different reasons for why we love that program so much. But at the end of the day, it's making entrepreneurial and personal development concepts easily available to the masses to try to help them understand and access these brilliant minds and see the lineage of thought. And so we thought, hey, what a great opportunity to have the actual person that helped to be able to create it come on to the show. So hi, Justin.
Bringing him on.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me okay?
Hey, we can, yes.
All right. So happy to be here. And they call me the Indiana Jones of personal development. So I got my Indiana Jones hat on.
That is a fantastic hat. I love it.
Well, it was so funny. Like, that's kind of how it all got started. Russell reached out, and it's a long story, but, the short and sweet of it is that there was an auction in Hollywood Hills. Russell just bought his boat. He couldn't get there on his own. He wanted to go. Don Green, the head of the Napoleon Hill Foundation, was there. I told him I was going. He's like, dude, if you could go on my behalf, maybe I don't want to spend anything more than $300,000. I said, well, how about we see what they've got first before we buy the whole lot, Russell? And so we go down there, and he's on his boat. He's hiding down, talking in the wind. And he's like, buy. Like, he's like, because you know how he is. I mean, these are artifacts, like true once in a life. There was a signed check that was made out to the a film production company that was literally a check, and it's all framed from Napoleon Hill. We got that. There was the first edition signed copies of these books. We got that. So there was all this cool stuff. And then that was the beginning of it. And then I flew all that stuff out to him, and instead of FedEx it, right? You want to Dream 100 somebody, deliver it in person. And so that's how we connected. We started talking, and I started collaborating. He goes, well, what about this? And so then I flew out to Wise, Virginia, and I got Napoleon Hill's typewriter, and I flew out over here, and I got the manuscripts and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's how I got started. And then, we both kind of looked at each other a few months back, and I was like, we're going to do this thing. Let's do this thing. And so we partnered up on this deal, and it's a good advice for everybody to, be the thing that you want to be before you're the thing that you want to be. So whether it's a partner, or whether it's an owner, or whether it's a manager, or whatever it is, be the thing. You don't have to get the title, but be the thing, and then you'll be the thing, if that makes any sense. And that's what I did. And it's been nuts. It's been crazy. It's been wild. Russell's back there working on his funnel, and he's just like a kid in a candy store. So I'm just really excited to be along for the ride, and keep finding new and interesting things. And we're going to change the world. I mean, this is Russell's all in. Everyone knows. I mean, and he's coaching it monthly. Like, he's going to go deep dive on one book, And it's gonna blow people's minds because there's authors in there that I never heard of. We all heard of Napoleon Hill. Look, we've got unpublished manuscripts that Russell's got paid millions for, over 10 million. He's gonna like do his own voice recordings. He's gonna deep dive on these unpublished manuscripts, and then we're gonna go back in time. We're gonna go back to Samuel Smiles, Orson Swett Martin, Charles Hannell. If you listen to some of the Charles Hannell stuff, like, whoo, and I mean, we're gonna go deep, deep, deep. So I'm just stoked to be around.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I wish I could stay on longer, Justin. I'm so sorry, but I'm so glad that you're here. And I know you guys are going to dive into the affiliate program, but I had to at least say hi and welcome. And we're so happy with what you guys are doing. And then I'm going to peel off, and Susan and Dan, take it away. And thank you guys so much.
All right. See you, Andrea.
Bye.
Okay.
Now I'll let everybody know where I come into this picture here was the day, 2 days before leaving for Funnel Hacking Live. I got something in the mail. It's right here. And apparently the affiliate guys over at ClickFunnels took pity on me and sent it to me. But the beauty is, and I lost where it is now. So there was a stick letter in here. And of course, I don't have it sitting here right now. But there was a stick letter in there, and I did something I normally would never do. I actually read it. Because I'm like, why did I get this box in the mail? Why did somebody send me these books right here? Wherever I go.
Here, let me make you big now. I'm playing with StreamYard.
There
we go.
Why did I get these books? And then the one here, Napoleon Hill's great book, Think and Grow Rich, with a foreword by Mr. Russell Brunson.
Amazing.
I'm like, why did I get these? That's what made me read the stick letter. And I said, oh, wait a second. Affiliate program? Wait, we can get involved with selling this? And it's 2-tiered? And I better get my butt moving right now? So I was a little shocked. The first day or two, I started promoting, and it was crickets. I didn't see anybody else promoting it. I sent a message to Justin. I go, am I supposed to be doing this? I don't know. I think it was Justin. I sent a message to. I said, I said, I got this box in the mail. Am I being punked? I mean, am I really supposed to be promoting this?
Yeah, you were like, is this real? Is this legit? Yeah. I was like, yeah, dude, you're on our Dream 100. You made the cut.
I was like, nobody else is promoting this. And I was like, oh, they're all at Funnel Hacking Live. And I talked to a couple of people there, and they're like, one guy from Australia, he says, yeah, my wife called me and told me there's a box on the front porch. That was like after he was in the States already for 4 days. So I just got lucky that I happened to be home the day it showed up. And I actually read the stick letter.
Which was written by Russell. I wrote my version, and Russell just kind of wrote his. So.
So I saw, Dan's like, go sign up for this thing. So, that's how we started learning about it, because Dan was promoting it everywhere like crazy, which is awesome. He's sending emails out and posting it everywhere. So with while we're talking about that part of it, with the, let me go back to this view. We have let's talk about the affiliate part of it for a minute, because as Dan just mentioned, we have the opportunity to help Russell launch this company, this offer. And not very often do we get an opportunity to help launch one of Russell's companies. So there's this affiliate program. You can join it. It's super easy to join it. And it, like Dan mentioned, it's 2 tiers. So we want to make sure everyone knows about it, first of all. And then that box that Dan just showed off of having, when this thing launches, that's the first thing people are going to be able to purchase, right? Is what Dan just showed off.
You can't pay for it. It's free.
Yeah, it's free. You get it for free.
You can pay for the shipping. All right, we'll let you pay for the shipping.
Okay. And that's amazing, because I'm like, I want those books. I want those manuscripts. Oh, it's going to be free. Amazing. And then obviously we talk all Lynch Pin stuff here and Mythkeys. If you guys have been paying attention, you know what's going on with the funnel. The reason it's free is because that's the incentive to get into the program that Russell really wants us in, which sounds like what you were just talking about, Justin, is going to be Russell diving into all of these authors and talking about them, reading them, helping us know them and learn from them. So it's literally like Secrets of Success. It's like a school and Russell is our instructor, which is awesome. Like, who wouldn't want to be part of that? Like, sign me up right now. Yeah, exactly. And then in true Lynch Pin fashion, we know that there's going to be an upsell, and we don't have to talk about that. I don't even know if we're allowed to.
We can talk about it. I think he talked.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm talking about it. There's
but
gonna
like,
be an
that's the
upsell
thing that
by
I'm like,
resistant.
like, that's such a juicy Mifke that's going to be on that. I'm like, obviously I got to like make sure I have money for that one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to real quick. And then Justin, you go ahead and talk about any of the stuff that you want to. I'm putting a link into the comments where if you want to become an affiliate for this amazing Secrets of Success business and school and be part of it and maybe, make some extra cash along the way. If you go to the link I'm putting in the comments, it'll take you to where you can go sign up to be an affiliate. Full disclosure, it is one of our affiliate links. So you'll be signing up under us.
Affiliate link. That's how it works.
That's how it works. Yes. Okay. So what else do we need to know about what's going on with it, Justin?
Well, I think sometimes let's just talk. I mean, we can either talk about how cool it is, or we can talk about how much money you can make. Which direction?
Which one do we want?
I'd say both real quick.
Yeah.
Both real quick.
I mean, again, I think most of us, like you said, a school, like Napoleon Hill was trying to build the school and the Depression hit. He had this vision, and Russell's completing this vision of how can we teach the world about these secrets to success? And it's not just financial. It's controlling your mindset. It's whatever you define success as, whether it's a happy, healthy family or traveling or financial independence or controlling your time or controlling your emotions or whatever it is for you. It's success is how you define. Just make sure you know what it is and define it, write it down. But and so Russell's picking up where the torch was left. I mean, and Russell has said this before, which I think is so cool. He first said this in an Atlas meeting in his mastermind, and he said it a few times since. But he was asked, why are you doing this? Eileen Wilder asked him as well recently, why are you doing this? Like, why are you into these old books that smell funny? And he said, look, here's the deal. I know that if I can bring someone back from the dead, like Napoleon Hill, and I can publish his unpublished works, and I can teach his things that have meant so much to me. And when you read his forward in Think and Grow Rich, you'll see how much the book's meant to him. If I can bring him back from the dead, and I can set up a vehicle, I can set up a membership site, I can set up a linchpin that will forever run without any hands-on work. It is a machine that will live on in perpetuity, then I know my legacy will live on forever. This is the ultimate legacy play for Russell. Yeah. He wants to know that there's a vehicle in place that he can have his teachings, his books, his ideas, his brilliance in a vehicle, in a membership site, in a library that will live on forever when he's no longer physically here. This is Russell's swan song. This is why he's so pumped up about it. He knows if he can bring these guys back from the 1850s and the early 1900s back to life, teach them, put them in a membership site, make sure that they live on forever, that we have a community of 35,000, 100,000 people, just like we have with funnel hackers, that these people are fired up and it's just going to continue to live on forever, then he knows that his legacy will live on forever. So that's the cool part side.
And I would just say, like, we already have a taste of this from Russell, more than a taste, because we get this from Dan Kennedy all the time. Like, Russell, a lot of his frameworks are just rehashed Dan Kennedy, which we are all aware of if you're familiar with Dan Kennedy. But the thing is, like, Russell has this very awesome way of taking someone's knowledge and expertise and turning it into a more consumable framework, and makes it a little bit more easy to digest for more people and be able to like actually understand it. So we already have seen Russell do this with other people. And then we're going to get this with all of these other authors that we haven't had the opportunity. A lot of us haven't even read any books from all these authors. Some of us, like you said, you're like, I didn't even know who this author was before like finding out about them. So I think it's going to be amazing because we know Russell's really, really good at making things consumable. Yeah.
Well, and he bought 15,000 books. And I ask him all the time, I go, how do you have time to read all that stuff? And he's not, he rips a lot of it. He puts it on 4X. Like if you box Russell, he listens on 4X like chipmunks. So he's got his ears that are quick enough that he can just power through all these books and that's, like you said, the greatest thing. I think one of his greatest assets is that he's committed all the way to reading all these books and going down to the deepest dive of rabbit holes and the masterminds and the people and he's just going all the way in, and then he breaks it down to a framework we can understand, that a third grader could understand. And that's, if you saw his presentation at Funnel Hacking Live when he got into the resistance versus the calling, which I think was on Marketing Secrets last week, you could see how he broke all the works down, all of the thousands of hours of reading these books and listening to these books, and broke it into a framework that you could apply immediately versus, not paying attention to the questions, but listening to the voice and acting when you hear the voice. Things like that. I'm not reading that anywhere else. And so it's just really exciting to see him deep dive on this, and we're going to change a lot of lives together. And this affiliate offer is the biggest no-brainer of all time. If a lot of people that I've been talking to a lot of people at Napoleon Hill Foundation, Napoleon Hill Institute, I've been talking to like all kinds of people have been coming out of the woodwork just because they're been so moved by Napoleon Hill. But the coolest thing about, maybe not the coolest, but as cool that it's going to change the world with all these incredible authors, is that we all have heard the stories, and Dan can tell the stories, I'm sure, as well, of when the first time ClickFunnels came around 9 years ago and the affiliate launch, and the stories of how people made some buku bucks. And I know we're not doing any disclaimers, but I've seen the commission sheets, and there was some major, major money that was made because Russell launched ClickFunnels on 18 months of affiliates and partnerships and JVs and networking without spending any money on paid ads. And that's exactly what we're going to do here with Secrets of Success. If we don't have to spend $1 with Mark Zuckerberg, we won't. We would much rather do a $100 million company and give 50% of it to you. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do. We want all of you, that are interested in this to get signed up with that link down there. It's geekoutconnect.com/SOS. And it's 40% commission when you sign up there. Anybody below who signs up underneath you, which is nuts. We went back and forth trying to figure out the commission structure, but it's 40%. So there's an upsell. I'm just going to say there's an upsell that's going to be somewhere around $1,000, a bunch of whole other upsells and craziness that Russell does. And you can do the math on 40% of 1,000. However, the thing that also makes it super cool is we're running the same play that Russell did when he launched ClickFunnels. Is he had a 10% referral. So he would do a webinar with somebody, do the 40% split, and then if he could bump someone into someone else, they would get an additional 10% referral fee. And that's what we're doing here. So anybody that directly signs up underneath you, you get 40% commission for life. As long as they're an active member, you get 40%. So if they're in for 5 years or 10 years, you're going to get that it's going to accumulate in your monthly payout for your affiliate commissions. However, if you land somebody that's a whale, that's an affiliate whale, or have a big network, or they just go crazy, because this is the coolest thing ever, and they make it their business, you're going to get an override of 10% on their work, and you get that 10% for life as well. So it's literally 50% of the profits are going to you. We want to pay you, not Mark. And for the right people, this is going to be their business. This is going to change their lives, not only because you're going to be a part of the community and you're going to learn all these great things, but you're going to make a whole bunch of money if you go all in, and just like they did 9 years ago. Right, Dan?
Well, first off, I wasn't in the ClickFunnels world 9 years ago, so I've only been 5 or 6 years now. But the one question I have, and it's more a little bit technical question, is after October 19th, if we get people signed up underneath us as affiliates, do we continue to always get 10% off of the people we signed up after the 19th? Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if like the 19th that stopped.
The 19th, it's a pre-launch mode right now. And really, like I said, let's push the 19th back 18 months. The 19th is just that it will be available to the public. That's the main key. But when you get signed up below with that link, the affiliate link below, which is totally free, and you can't even buy the free plus shipping at that link, that is just getting your own affiliate link down there. Yeah. You are going to have early access to the Mifty. Russell's thinking Tuesday, Wednesday. You can actually see the funnel. So he's been working on it till midnight every night. And so the funnel will be hopefully live Tuesday or Wednesday, and you can get the Mifty. You can see the upsell, buy the upsell. totally funnel hack it. And, that's when it's, so if you really want these books, like, Dan the man out there who got Dream 100'd, that's how you get it. You get the affiliate link, and otherwise you have to wait till the 19th, like the rest of the muggles.
Yeah. The one thing I would say for anybody who just go to that page, if you're still up in the air, that's fine. Go to the page. There's 2 videos there. The first one you definitely want to watch, because Russell goes through the whole backstory of how they got to this point. But then he also talks about what's going to be going forward. And there's going to be monthly challenges and all kinds of other things. This isn't a one and done operation here. You don't get to $100 million by having it be one and done. So every single month, every couple of months, whatever it's going to look like going forward, they're going to be having more promotions. They're going to be having more challenges. And the really cool part, the thing that really, really, really got my attention was that big, huge book that you get, unless they change this, and I doubt if they will. If you sign up for a year, correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, if you sign up for a year, you get this ginormous book that is of one of Napoleon Hill's. Why don't you tell them more about it, Justin? Because the only thing I think was funny as Russell's doing the video and he's like showing how you have to tear the pages apart, that he actually like rips the page.
Yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky opening that book. That's how they used to make them. You have to like peel the pages apart. So that book was called The Hand of Destiny. And so we'll give a little insider information here. And so when Russell did his first treasure trove, and he spent $1.5 million on a book called Law of Success. It's actually 8 books, but that's the original first signed copy of Law of Success. The guy also said, hey, you want to see this book over here? And of course, Russell's like, yeah, he brought a private plane and his kids. He intended to fill it up. And so anyways, this book was called Hand of Destiny, and it's an unpublished manuscript by Napoleon Hill. And he would charge people $10,000 to look at it for a day. And then Russell says, that's cool. I don't want to look at it for a day. I want to own it. He goes, okay, $10,000 a page. And so it's a thick manuscript. Do the math. And so Russell got it negotiated down to, I believe, $5,000 a page. And do the math. And so that is when you sign up for a year. And that's the only, you know how it is. You'll never be able to buy it. It'll never be on Amazon. It'll never be anywhere. It'll never be on Audible. It'll never be in another funnel. You got one shot to get it. And that's if you pay for the year in advance, and you can have that book. And there's going to be all kinds of other cool stuff. I mean, I know what's going to happen, but I'm telling you guys, think about all the stuff that Russell has taught with marketing and value ladders and all the incredible order form bumps and all the stuff that he's taught all of us. What he has done in business and marketing and internet sales, he is putting all of his energy into the personal development space. He has studied all of these guys from the New Thought movement in the 1850s until now. We got Tony Robbins in there. We got everybody. So literally from Orson Swett Martin to Samuel Smiles, Charles Hannell, Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie, the list goes on. And the whole progression, anybody that was a great, and a lot of them you've never heard of, we're going to deep dive on them. And you won't be able to, we have unpublished manuscripts on lots of them. We have books no one's ever seen. And once these people died, their books disappeared and their teachings disappeared, but we're bringing them all back to life for you. And Russell is going to be the teacher. So if you want to take, and I know he said it before, Tony said it before, you want us to see the business, 20% is tactics, which Russell has been teaching us all on for years. 80% is mindset. So you've got the tactics. We all know that. The only thing that's stopping you is your mind and your mindset. And so that's what Russell looks to knock that big domino over and break through that brick wall.
The one thing I would say is the Mifke offer and the bonus for taking the year, I've never seen anything that compares anywhere, because it can't, because these are one of a kind. This isn't some PDF that somebody banged out. This is a one of a kind book that was written 100 plus years ago by clearly one of the leaders in the I would call it the metaphysical industry.
Yeah, it's a once in a lifetime. I mean, and Russell's got the receipt. I've seen the wire. He spent $1 million+ on that one too, and he's giving it away when you'll never have another chance to read it.
Yeah, when I saw the upsell at the end, the big book, the manuscript, when I saw that, I said, well, I guess I'm signing up for a year.
Right. Like you don't have a choice.
And you also save 2 months. You also save a little bit of money too.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere.
It was a no-brainer at that point. It's like, oh, but you know how that is. It's like, oh, do I want to get $97 a month? Do I want to do it? And then I saw the book. I go, all right, there you go.
Take my money, Russell.
Yeah. All right, Russell, you got me again.
And there's podcasts, and there's going to be live events, and there's going to be monthly challenges. And I mean, it's just going to be, we've all seen ClickFunnels and Funnel Hacking Live. We're going to run the same play, but it's going to be personal development and secrets of success.
Sorry, I'm reading a comment in the chat.
Who was that got the laws?
Yeah, this is can you tell us one more time about the laws of success? Have they been published somewhere?
So those are his original book compilation. It was 8 books, so really thick books that he originally came out with. So the original set is the one that's actually signed. Mm-hmm. That's the set that Russell paid. That was the big kahuna for him. Yeah. Like when he went, that was his first deep dive into the pool. And that was when he wrote a check for $1.5 million. So that was when he was like, I want it. It's signed. It's got that, magic to it. And that was, and eventually that got condensed down to Think and Grow Rich. So that, and Think and Grow, it came from Laws of Success. It got condensed down to Think and Grow Rich, which was meant for business owners and entrepreneurs. But the fact that it's so unique is because it's signed and it's the original set. There's a whole bunch of different sets, but it's like the original set with the right binding, and it has that value. So, I mean, yes, you could buy, a copy or something like that, but you can't buy the one that they made 6 of them. And he signed one of them. I think that was his, as I recall, that was his Mifke. Not a Mifke, but it was his Dream 100. So he sent those books out to the Queen of England, to the president, to the major, people in the industry. And that's the only one known to man that is signed, and the original Dream 100 set that went out.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
If you listen to, I'll just say this real quick. If you listen to Dan Kennedy's story regarding Think and Grow Rich, the reason this book was written is because Napoleon Hill was having trouble selling the Law of Success. Because, I mean, think about it. It's basically an encyclopedia, a very small encyclopedia, but that's essentially what it is with eight books. And he was having trouble selling it, so he wrote this book. And Kennedy says, if you read this book and you think about it, this is really just a long form sales letter selling the secrets of success, or the law of success, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a long form sales letter.
Exactly. Well, and it's crazy. And you read that forward, that Russell puts in there for that book you held up, Think and Grow Rich. It's so cool. You see how much it meant to him and how much it changed his life. I mean, in the forward, he talks about he was taught how to think and grow rich, which was amazing. But then he was like, these ideas that I had, not only did it make me wealthy, but these ideas changed the lives of the customers I was called to serve. And if that doesn't give you chills, I mean, that was his book that taught him I can literally follow these principles, set up a plan, and take action with definite purpose. And it actually worked. He said he was only making a couple $1,000s a month before he read the book, and now he's making close to $1 million a month. And he fully attributes Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich to being that catalyst for him.
Very cool. I'm going to bring it back just to the affiliate part real quick before we end this, because if you guys just joined us, we do have a link that's in the comments everywhere this is streaming, and it's at the bottom of the screen, geekoutconnect.com/SOS for Secrets of Success. And we want you to be able to take advantage of this opportunity, because all the books that we've been talking about, soon they're going to be in books, manuscripts, things that have not been published before as well. They are going to be available soon for people to get their hands on. And if you want to be part of that as an affiliate, this goes really, really wide. Yes, we usually live in our little ClickFunnels bubble, but Napoleon Hill is the marketer, man, for entrepreneurs, for business people, for so many people know who Napoleon Hill is and has read his books. He's got fan clubs, giant groups and communities are built towards, reading Think and Grow Rich and doing book clubs and all this stuff. So this is like a huge opportunity speaking from the affiliate and money-making side. So if you want to be part of that, if you want to help people become aware that their favorite human that has lived Napoleon Hill now has things available again that they don't have their hands on yet. They've never been able to buy it before, and now they can. This is for you. Go and sign up to be an affiliate. We have someone, so the last few comments that have popped up in our feed is from DigiAngel, is the Facebook username. I have signed up as an affiliate, got an email from Russell Brunson. Amazing.
I didn't get one.
Check your email.
One thing I will tell people is don't be afraid to put something out there. I mean, talk about it in a video, put it on the social medias, send it out to your email people, because here's the funny thing. I got a guy who ended up signing up underneath me, never met him before, never heard of him before. He saw a YouTube video. He now has 1,100 people who visited his link, most of them in the last 24 hours. So cool. You never know what kind of a whale you're going to get, as Justin called them earlier. Yeah.
Awesome,
and that's what it is. I mean, that's what makes this program so crazy, because the 40% is awesome. 40% commission for life, monthly paid, is awesome. And Russell is going to have the stickiness of stickiness. If you try to leave the secrets of success, you lose everything. It disappears. So it's gonna, people are gonna, and why would you want to leave? You're going to find your community. You're going to find people that are, we call ourselves the round peg. So it's a round pegs. They don't fit in square holes. And so, we're going to be the round peggers. We're going to have live events. We're going to have monthly, challenges. There might be a challenge called Think and Grow Rich Challenge coming up. And so we're going to have speakers, and it's just going to be nuts. We all know what we're in for. We all know the ClickFunnels community. We all know the funnel hackers. We all know Funnel Hacking Live. We're just going to do it again in personal development with Secrets of Success. And this is your opportunity to get signed up and make a bunch of cash on this one, because you missed out 9 years ago, unless you got a DeLorean. And then make a bunch of cash and have fun with us. Why not? But you do have to get signed up below. Before October 19th, it goes public. You can continue to make profits forever, but October 19th, Russell's going to tell the world about it. So you got 2 weeks to get everyone you possibly know fired up and signed up below. And you'll have access to the Mifke box that Dan has before October 19th when you do that.
Yeah. Do you want to show that one more time, Dan, of what's in the Mifke box? So this is going to be what people will be able to sign up and get for free, plus just paying some shipping. So what is that you're holding up?
This is the Secrets of Master Salesmanship. And this one is actually in the original you just made, Justin. There you go.
I'm working on it.
In the actual original type font, possibly. I don't know if this is just a photocopy or what this is, or they just used that font. And then this one here is actually, I think it's like 12 different, it says right here in the very beginning what this is. It was basically 12 issues that he sent out. But this only went out to the people that were subscribing to something or another. And he was
magazine. Yeah, that was his Mifke.
Yeah, so he was charging $50, which is the equivalent of $2,800 today to get this. $2,800 to get what's in this book right here.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then you get that Think and Grow Rich with the foreword from Russell as well in there, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you get a bunch of confetti in the box too, but I didn't think you needed to see that.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Okay, any final words?
I'm just going to say that Masters Salesmanship, Secrets of Master Salesmanship, that was on rice paper. No one has ever seen it. We found it in the back of the archive. The attorney, Bob Johnson, God rest his soul, brought it up to us and said, you guys think you might be interested in this one? No one's ever seen it. Only 4 people have ever read it. 5 now, including Dan. And it's Napoleon Hill teaching his secrets of salesmanship, because that's how he first got caught up. No one's ever seen it before. It was literally on thin rice paper. And it was so thin that Russell was kind of freaking out. He's like, why isn't this protected? And then the Napoleon Hill Foundation allowed us to put it in this Mifke box. So wait till you read that. When Russell picks something, he's picking it between 15,000 books. So you might want to read it.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin, and really helping people understand what this is from both personal development, keep educating ourselves side, and also an opportunity to change your life monetarily. So thank you for joining us, and we appreciate your time. Dan, anything else?
No, that's it. My voice is shot.
Voice is shot. Awesome. All right, everybody, go to the link below in the comments and go on this journey with us. Thanks for watching.